Welcome to the Prospectors Radio Show, the talk show for our community. Please welcome Rich Cooley, Indiana Gold Hunter Dennis Dayton, Kathleen Biffle, and your host, Tim Grimes.
All right, everybody, welcome back to another Prospectors Radio. I'm your host, Tim Grimes, and joining me tonight, there's only one of the cronies here, Mr. Rich Cooley. What's going on, Rich?
Hey, how we doing?
It's you and me, Rich.
Yeah, we're the loners tonight.
I think me and you did this once before, or twice before in all these years. I believe there's been a couple times we've been the only two, and we'll get through it.
It's what it is. Hey, you got to take care of stuff, you know.
Right, exactly. I know Shad.
Kathleen and Shad had to finish up what they had to do, so we understand that, and you know, they're on a timeline crunch, so they got to get done what they can get done when they have time to do it.
Yep, that makes perfect sense.
We had the Indiana Gold Hunter Dennis Dayton and Raymond and Dave Brown on the road.
That's a whole
Idaho.
That's a road crew right there, ain't it? Good Lord.
Road crews on there, and the last time I talked to them, they were still in Wyoming. Probably about 7 hours out, and that was probably about 5 or 6 hours ago.
Now,
they ought to be getting pretty close.
Yeah, they should be by now. I seen a little Facebook Live thing, and I couldn't hear it. I don't know why. I don't know why they hit on my phone.
I kept texting them and then asking for an update where they were, and then last time I heard they were like 300 some miles away. That was about it.
Now,
so,
didn't they start out with a little bit of car problems too?
From what I've seen on Facebook, there was a post that David Brown posted something about this ain't good, and it looked like a wheel bearing burned up. I'm not sure what the wheel bearing was.
Yeah.
Possibly trailer. I don't know.
Yeah, one thing worries me about wheel bearings. Usually, if one's bad, the other one's bad too.
He kind of pushed on it, and the hub went up and down. So it was definitely. They got to fix and was back on the road. So
okay. So they may have already been there if they didn't have car problems then.
Yeah, set it back a little bit, but
yeah. Well, that was that this morning they did that Facebook Live.
Yeah,
that was this morning, and so they should be there by now, I would think.
Yeah, I figured they would probably be there at 7:33 our time. I figured they'd be there around 7:45, 8 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
Problem of it is where they're going to is not really good service. Right. Unless they're meeting Swiftwater somewhere in town or something, wherever he was camping.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember how far the campground was exactly from the claim.
I don't know.
So he stayed at the campground. So
yeah, he didn't really.
From McLean, I don't think they have any service, but
no, none.
I think he's staying at a campground there in Elk City,
right,
close to town.
I figured Dennis went straight to the property, probably. You know?
Yeah.
And then Scott probably went there. That's probably why Scott's not here, because you know how he is with time. He probably.
And it looks like I seen David Peterson was heading up there also. I seen him on Facebook.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I seen that too. Right.
I don't know who else is actually heading up. I know Dennis stated before, but I can't remember. So.
Right. True. So I don't know. I'm not sure how many of them, who's going. Got there. All I know is Scott's been there and been giving us the updates, and that's why I was kind of hoping Scott would pop in and join us tonight so he could let us know if they made it, if what's going on. You know.
Yeah.
You know. So if he don't make it in tonight, he still might. I mean, we just started, so if not, he'll be at Wednesday. I'm sure we'll be brought up to speed. Heck, if Dennis gets somewhere he can call, he'll probably call in. And just, just to let us know, made it, blah, 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 all that jazz. So we shall see is what we'll do. So how was your weekend, Rich? What did you do?
I pretty much got on the smoker again this weekend. I did some ribs for the first time.
Okay.
And it was all right. You know, I'm really not a rib person or a pork person very much.
Right.
Oh, I love Canadian bacon. I love pork loins. And as for pulled pork, I don't care for very much. And as for ribs, they're okay.
Right.
But I had about 4 racks of ribs, so I did 2 racks of ribs up just to try to smoke her out. And it took about 8 hours, and they were pulled off the bone pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I basically did 3 hours first at 225, and then I pretty much wrapped them up. But I should have cut the halves in half and then wrap them individually to make 4 pieces.
Right.
But we wrapped them the first time, did them for 2 hours. They were still a little bit rigid yet.
Okay.
So cut them in half and then wrapped them, and then had like 4 pieces. Did them for another hour and a half, and they were pretty much almost falling off the bone. So I put some barbecue sauce on them, put them back in for about a half hour, and they were good.
So what'd you cook them total? What was that, like 8 hours or something you were saying?
Yeah, it was a total 8 hours.
Mm-hmm. But they were falling off the bone good. I'm like you. I don't like ribs. It seems like a lot of work for little reward, you know?
I was really surprised that you put mustard on it.
That's weird. You know, I kind of heard of something like that before, but I'd be like...
Yeah, they recommend you put mustard on it, and then you put a dry rub on it. And what that mustard does is, I guess, it gives it a little tang and a coating, and that way when you put the dry rub on, it kind of seals all the juices and everything, and so the mustard penetrates into the meat instead of drying it out.
Right.
It's juicy.
That kind of makes sense. I mean, I guess I'd have to try it, you know, and see. It sounds weird. It'd be one of them things that'd be like, I don't know about that. Rub mustard on it first, and then do that. But if you did it, you be the judge. You say it wasn't bad.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
Okay.
You know.
But you don't like ribs either, so I mean, it might be really good. You're not a big rib fan.
Right.
You know, that's like me. They could be the best ribs in the world, and I'd say, they wasn't bad. You know, because I don't like ribs. I never have. You know, I had some deer ribs a couple times, and you know, and just regular ribs, and I'm like, I just don't. They're not all that. Give me a cheeseburger.
Yeah.
I'm in, man. I am in it. That's what I had tonight. Good old cheeseburger. Yeah, buddy. Living the dream. Did you do anything else, though, this weekend? Any gardening, anything like that?
No, nothing really. Well, actually, the garden. I had a mass crop of green beans and cucumbers.
Oh, really?
I've been picking green beans pretty much all weekend.
Okay.
And I fried some green beans up, and I grilled them. Basically, you take green beans, you snap both ends, and then wash them off real good. Put olive oil on them, take salt and pepper and put on them, and then throw them on the grill. But you put like a wire mesh thing down so they don't fall through the grill.
Right.
And you just grill them.
Really? I've never heard of grilling green beans.
Oh, yeah, they're awesome. It makes them nice and soft, and it has a crispy on it because they're grilled.
Okay. And these were fresh garden green beans.
Yep.
See, now this is good for me to know, because now I know green beans are in, cucumbers are in, so I can go to farmer's market and get fresh green beans and fresh cucumbers.
And then what you do with tomatoes, I don't have my tomatoes yet.
Okay.
Basically what you do is take the tomatoes, of course, wash them off, slice them real thick, like a 1/4-inch thick.
Okay.
And get like a wire mesh screen that you can buy, you know, at Walmart or anything. It's for grilling. Basically, they're like throwaways.
Right.
It's a real thin wire mesh thing. And you take your tomatoes and you put them in olive oil also. And then a little salt and pepper if you want. Put them on that plate on your grill. Close your lid, you know, like cook them for a little bit till they start to get a little soft. And then you flip them.
Mm-hmm.
And then flip them, you take mozzarella cheese and put mozzarella cheese on top of them, close the lid and steam them.
Yeah.
And then tomatoes are just awesome.
Really? I've never heard of that. That's that fancy gourmet dining stuff. That's like the stuff they show me on TV, man. I never ate nothing like that. That actually doesn't sound bad, though. Fresh garden tomatoes like that? Yeah, that could be good. But your tomatoes haven't come in yet?
No.
Okay.
Now, a couple of tomatoes I did have had blossom rot.
Okay.
Too much water, too fast.
All right. Yeah, see, Wyoming Golds said they do the same thing with their green beans when they have salmon. And so, yeah, I guess I'm the oddball. I've never heard of grilling green beans. You know, asparagus, yeah. Green beans? No, never heard of that. and he said he likes Nathan's. I think they're talking about hot dogs. Yeah, Nathan's are beyond a doubt the best hot dog there is. You go from, when you buy them at the store, you got your $1 pack hot dogs, and you got your Nathan's, which could be anywhere from $3.99 to $5. It's according to where you buy them. But you know what? They're really worth it. Dang good hot dogs, boy. I see why they use them in the hot dog eating championship.
Yeah, but
you know, they are good.
I like those super dogs.
What's that?
Super dogs.
Super dogs. What's that?
They're like a huge hot dog. It's like a pound or a pound and a half hot dog.
Oh my God, that's too much.
Good.
That's like overkill on a hot dog.
Oh yeah, that's a hot dog. You need like a hoagie roll to put them on.
Yeah, you would have to. If you ever never had the Nathan's ones, Rich, try them. Try the Nathan's if you've never had them.
Oh, the Nathan's. Yeah.
Nathan's, yeah. You can buy them at some grocery stores, and they're really good. You would like them. No, they're good with that good hot dog chili. Oh, I had them the other day, actually, too.
And we're going to open up the phone lines right now if you want to call in.
Yeah, they're open.
Thomas
Thanks, Rich.
Going to call in here in about 10 minutes. And then I got Dart's going to call in somewhere around 8 o'clock after our break.
Nice.
So,
okay.
Got a couple things going on tonight. So,
who'd you say?
Call in, talk to us a little bit?
Who'd you say is calling in first?
Thomas Pennyweight.
Thomas, Lucky Duck Pennyweight.
He's going to be calling at about 7:50, somewhere around there. Talk a little bit about his upcoming outing.
Oh, okay. That'll be nice.
What else got going on for Indiana Prospectors?
Nice, and let us know all about that. When, where, what, why, and how. The whole 9 yards. And then Dart's calling in too.
Yep, I'm gonna have Darth call in about probably right after the break, and we'll talk a little bit about what he's got going on and anything going on in Virginia, stuff like that.
Nice. Okay, cool. Nice.
And then we'll go from there, and we might have a Cooley's Corner later on tonight here.
Okay.
Talk a little bit about the gold rush of California.
Okay.
We'll just wing it, and we'll go from there.
Nice. I'm in it. I say we'll wing it the best we can, and and like you said, phone lines are open. Somebody wants to call in, just say hi.
Yeah. And
tell us about their
weekend.
weekend.
Went out this weekend or
whatever. We're here. This is your night.
I know Michael. I can't remember his name. Michael from North Carolina.
Yeah, Mike. Yeah.
He's on a cruise right now. He was actually doing a Facebook Live from the cruise today.
I seen some pictures.
Did you see that?
Yeah, and I've been giving him a like, as I see him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I seen that he's out on a cruise. That's pretty
cool.
cool.
I really did that because when I was on a cruise before, I could barely get Wi-Fi, so I don't know how you actually be able to do Facebook Live and all that.
Well, I know you can purchase it on a cruise ship.
Well, I know we purchased the messaging and stuff, but I didn't know you could purchase the other.
Yeah,
stuff.
I hear you can actually purchase full Wi-Fi, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my one buddy goes on cruises all the time, and he said you can. I was like, oh wow, that's cool. He's like, but I don't do it because he's like, I want to be off the grid. I'm like, it makes sense too. Well, cool. Yeah, it's been nice seeing that. He's out enjoying the 7 seas with the family on a big cruise ship. Pretty cool. Yeah, it's pretty neat. There's not been a whole heck of a lot going on. It don't seem like it,
No, not really at all.
I mean, we're looking forward to, to Kathleen and Shad going to Alaska and the Dennis going to Idaho. I mean, me and you haven't been out.
Wednesday night. Should be pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Because he's almost there now, so
I think Wednesday.
We'll find out the situation of what's going on, and we're going to have a little guest on also Wednesday night, the lady, I believe. I can't remember.
Yeah, I can't remember her name, but I think it's going to be interesting because I think it's going to be a I told you so kind of show Wednesday.
I don't know. Well, I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really interesting. I'm looking forward to it. I wish tonight was Wednesday.
When I went to Idaho, I had to have my name on all the stuff. When I had my dredging permit and all that, my name had to be on there.
Yeah. That's the thing.
And Ken got his stuff. His name was on his stuff, too. So.
And you was telling me earlier before the show that you believe the reason this river's so anal is because of the salmon.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I was told it's because it's one of the main tributaries or whatever for the salmon.
Mm-hmm.
And I got into well, not really an argument, but my buddy was like, "Yeah, it's a big salmon thing," and I'm like, "Yeah, well, what happens when there's a big storm comes down through, and you're saying you can't dredge because of the silt? Well, what do you think the storm does when it comes through?" Oh, well, they divert the salmon into another tributary. It's like, yeah, right, okay. So they round up all the salmon and they make them go a different stream.
They have a salmon drive. They get a bunch of cowboys out there,
like, come on.
rounding them up, get them heading down this way. I never heard such a thing. I think that's
just
hilarious.
for excuses,
I think it's awesome. It's like, oh my God, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would think a storm would do
because,
more.
I mean, they have, like, salmon wheels and all that stuff, too, but
yeah,
that stuff, when a storm comes, you can't predict it.
No.
That storm's going to raise the water, it's going to murky, it's going to... And it doesn't kill the salmon then, so, I mean...
Right, what's it do?
And if it did, it'd be all over the news.
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah, they'd be trying to ban storms. That's what they'd be trying to do. But, I mean, you've seen these rivers after big torrential rains, what they look like. You wouldn't want to get out on them. I mean, the water's just raging and stuff. Can you imagine where them salmon eggs are winding up? You know? I know
there were some areas up at Ken's Claim, one downstream area, man, they were like full rapids,
See?
Water was freaking moving. It was going.
Right. And could you imagine, like you said, after the rainy season or the ice melt off or whatever, and that river's up and it's rolling? God, salmon eggs would be everywhere. They'd probably wind up here in Ohio.
Yeah.
I mean...
And then they'd get covered up by the silt and stuff,
sure.
too.
Right. And they just scatter. They'll still...
The dredgers, we make a fresh hole for them to lay their eggs in, and,
That gives them somewhere to hide them and stuff,
Exactly.
I'm not real, hip and smart on the whole fish egg process, but
I don't understand it a lot either, but
I mean,
what they say is you can line dredges up for a while, and that stuff only goes so far,
Right, but if I'm saying is if the fish eggs got scattered from a storm or from a dredge, right, and they wind up here, there, and everywhere, they'll still hatch, right, because they've already been fertilized.
Right.
Correct?
Yeah, that's true.
See, that's my thinking. It's not like, they're not going to survive, because it's not a chicken sitting on an egg,
Exactly.
That's my thinking. It's like, they'll still survive. If they're not in the dirt somewhere up on land, they're going to be fine. So that's why I don't understand the big deal neither. It's like, it's just like Mother Nature. After a storm.
You got the phone lines ready.
They're ready.
Call in here.
They better be ready. I see them. They're here. Let me just click on Skype, just double check it, make sure everything. Okay, excuse me. Let me see, because I don't trust Skype.
Every time we usually have somebody call in, it never works.
Right. It's okay. It is up. I'm looking at the Skype screen, so it should be fine and dandy. But that's
I called into Jess and Ed's show there the other night when Carrie was on, and that was a little different setup that they have now.
Oh, really? What they got?
I think it's called Zoom or something like that. It was a different site.
Oh,
I was unfamiliar with how to do it. But
they went that route.
Yeah.
I've looked at that before, but
I got it all figured out. It was kind of weird how you had to put the numbers in.
Yes.
You had to join the site, and then
that's.
And then it said you can join the group, and then I didn't know how to get out of it.
Yeah.
I closed it, and I thought I hung up, and then I brought the screen back up, and here she was still live, and I was like, uh-oh.
Remember when we was having all them Skype problems that one time? And, I mean, we couldn't take calls for 2 or 3 months, and I looked into every one of them things, and there was nothing.
And Jesse said Zoom is great. Yeah.
Zoom is great, but yet you still got it, like you said, you had to dial that number to get in and stuff, and I'm like, for what we do...
And then I
can't
didn't know
have
what
it.
the number was, and I had to get back out and write the numbers down, and then punch the number in, punch the code in. And
I think it would work.
It might be set up now. So
I think it would work good for the host, co-host, and guest, mind you.
Yeah.
But now for your call-ins, I don't know. See, that's the thing. If they got to call in to access the group and stuff, that's like us.
Well, I'm just wondering what it'll do the next time because I have it on. I have the app on there now, so I should be able to just click on that app.
Right? But does the call-in access number change every time?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe
I don't know because it's kind of like a conference call thing is what it is. And see, with us, you know, I'm running 3 computers. I got Skype on this computer here that we broadcast through. And that's for me, you, and the crew. On the other computer, we have Skype, which is just for our call-ins.
Okay.
See, because this way, you know, it's not bringing them into our group. It's separate. It's that way I can disconnect them quicker. I can answer quicker.
Yeah, when I was talking to them, I didn't know the number that I was calling was their Skype number.
Yeah, when I talk to Ed, I'll have to
call in on Skype, and I didn't know that.
Yeah, next time I see Ed, I'll talk to him about it. You know, but I looked at all of them, and I signed up for a couple, you know, on trials.
Yeah, it's pretty cool though, because you can have multiple people. In there,
you can.
No problem.
And I mean, a couple of them, I talked to the people. I called them and talked to them, and they said, for what you're doing, this will work perfectly. I tried to do it. It would not work for what we was doing. I was like, this is not what we need, you know. And, you know, it's all, I blame it all on Skype. They never should have changed it from the way it used to be years ago. You know, it wasn't broke. There was no need to fix it. It worked fine. But when Microsoft purchased it and stuff, it just started changing and went and got goofy. And to this day,
yeah, Thomas, you can call in if you want, buddy.
Oh yeah, it's open. So yeah, to this day, it still makes me nuts. You know, it does. Oh, that must be Thomas right there. We're going to answer it and find out. All right, hello, caller. What's your name? Where you calling from? Thomas.
I didn't hear it ring.
No, it didn't. I seen it.
Oh, okay.
Hold on. Let me look at something. Thomas, if you're there, stick around. Don't go away. I have a feeling I know what's going on. So hang with us. Are you there, Thomas? Hello?
Yep, I'm still here.
There he is. So you could hear us. I couldn't hear you. Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you now. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you now. We can hear you.
Hey, buddy, how you doing? Long time no hear.
I'm doing good, Rich. How about yourself, man?
Good. And I wanted you to, since we don't have much going on tonight, and I seen you have an upcoming outing. Can you talk a little bit about it and let us know about it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're having what we're calling affectionately Gold Fest, which is in this coming up weekend. So,
okay.
It's Friday, it's Saturday and Sunday, basically.
Okay.
But you can show up on Friday. I'll be there Friday morning. So, but it should be a pretty big deal. We're hoping it's going to be a pretty big deal.
Now, is this the first ever Gold Fest, Thomas, or?
No, we did one last year.
You did one last year. Okay.
Yeah, we did one last year.
This is the second annual then. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And we added metal detecting in this year, so
nice.
There's going to be a couple. I believe there's 2 metal detecting hunts for sure.
Mm-hmm.
One in the morning, and I think there's going to be an evening one.
Okay.
And of course, we'll do. We serve breakfast and dinner, and there's events for the kids. The kids will be doing scavenger hunts, and there'll be face painting. There'll be all this sort of stuff.
Now,
and of course, go ahead.
I was going to ask you, where's this going to be at exactly?
This is going to be in Kirkland, Indiana.
Kirkland, Indiana. Okay.
It's Kirkland, not Kirkland.
Kirkland. Say it again, Thomas.
Yeah, I know, because a lot of people say Kirkland.
That's why I say Kirkland. Yeah. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. And is this at a GPAA property, or?
No, this is actually at this is private property. Actually, this is a guy that used to be the treasurer for our club, and he went out and bought this beautiful piece of land. And it's right along Sugar Creek there.
Ooh, okay.
Pretty good gold-bearing creek.
Yeah.
And it's a nice place, really nice place.
Now, what kind of equipment can they run there?
You can run anything up to a 5-inch stretch. If you run anything bigger, of course, you got to neck down the 5.
Right, of course.
5 is the limit.
Okay. And
you can run whatever you want to run.
Nice. And I don't remember. Did you say there was a fee to come, a cost, or is this free, or?
There is no fee. The only cost will be if you're going to do the metal detecting hunt in the morning. Mm-hmm. It's a $25 charge for that, because there's going to be a lot of stuff given out at this hunt. I mean, there's going to be a lot of coins. There's going to be a lot of tokens. There's going to be a lot of
cool
stuff he just got. I mean, he just got a bunch of stuff that he's going to throw out there and let people protect it up. Matter of fact, they were doing that this weekend. They were planting stuff.
Getting everything planted. That's good. Good idea. Yeah, getting
so
it ready.
who's actually doing this with you, Thomas?
Well,
Name
it's
some
the
guys.
Indiana Gold Prospecting Club that's actually having the outing.
Okay. All right.
I'm
Gotcha.
just a member of the board for that.
Okay.
We're just kind of trying to throw something big here in Indiana.
Sure. No, it's a great
just
idea.
to have another outing for the Midwest.
Right. Now, how far away is that from Ohio, that Kirtland, Indiana?
It is, well, it's because there's really no true interstate route, I guess, from Ohio.
Gotcha.
So you'd have to come either through Indy or probably Indy would probably be the way you'd come. So depending on where you are, it's only about, thinking about for me, because I live on the west side of Indy, so it's probably 30, 40 minutes from where I live.
Oh, okay. So that's not too bad. Actually, even from here. So yeah, and that would be down in the northwestern area, then, right? Am I thinking right?
No, it's actually about northwest. Yes.
Right.
Northwest of Indy.
Okay,
Yeah.
so like right where that glacier pushed up in there and stuff, that whole area.
Yes.
That's what I was thinking. Oh man, nice. If anybody listening wants to go, I know you got it posted on the main page of GPS, that event?
Yes.
Oh,
yes,
there you go.
There. I try to post a lot of our outings there.
Right, I appreciate it. Yeah, we all do.
As
Well, I
many as I
actually seen
can
it on
anyway.
Facebook. I've seen somebody talking about it today, so I was like, yeah, I better bring that up tonight so everybody knows. And if I would have known a little bit more ahead of time, I probably would have planned for that. But I just now seen it, so.
It sounds like a sweet event. You know,
Yeah.
the private land out there on Sugar Creek could be pretty interesting. You know?
Oh, yeah.
That could be
Like I said, there'll be some pretty good raffles, too. So
yeah, and that's always fun. And you said you're feeding people?
Oh, yeah, we feed people at our
I've seen breakfast, and man, that's awesome.
Thomas, are you going to do any events in Ohio this year, Thomas? Jeez.
Yeah, I have not got out a whole lot this year. I'm going to try and make Gold Rush. That's what I'm going to try and do this year. I'm going to try and make that for sure.
Okay,
that'd
be cool.
We will have an outing at the Double D, I think, in September, actually.
Okay. All right, cool.
Yeah, so I'll get all that posted once we get the details.
Yeah, please
do.
do.
Have them pretty much ironed out. I just got to get the dates and stuff.
Yeah, right, of course. You should just be like an event planner, Thomas, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
No.
What do you mean, no?
Much work.
Come on.
Well, you're still the director for Indiana, right?
Yes, still state director.
How's that going?
For now, nobody's fired me.
Yeah.
How's it going, though?
It's going pretty good. I'm hoping to get a lease here shortly. Now, I'm maybe getting a little bit ahead of myself, but I'm hoping to have a lease here in Indiana here shortly.
Oh, that'd be nice, Thomas. Way to go,
so
man.
We'll see. Hopefully that all works out.
Oh, we wish you luck on that. That'll be cool. That would be really nice, wouldn't it? Heck yeah.
Is anybody? I know Ben. Ben has something in Indiana going on too. I know he said that GPAA members and other people can come there too, and I don't know much about it. I'm still waiting on word from it, but
yeah, I think his is going to be kind of like a private club, or it's going to be by membership only.
Gotcha. Okay.
As far as I know, I mean, I don't know a whole lot more about it. I
don't either. He really didn't really post too much on it. He just said he'll get with you later on, feed you information, and I know he just got back from Idaho himself, I believe. So
yeah, and I haven't seen anything else on it. Not really. They were doing some work earlier, and I haven't heard any more after they finished some of the road work and stuff that they were doing. So I don't know if everything is going fine with him or not.
Right. So how's your summer been going so far, Thomas? Have you been getting out a lot and getting in some prospecting?
I have. This is probably the least I've gotten out since I've been doing this. and I'm
I
upset.
show you. I know too.
Yeah, don't it seem
I am
like?
so upset.
Yeah, don't it seem like you get to go out less when you got all these irons in the fire kind of deal that for the gold prospecting thing? It's like you get out less, and when you do go, you're usually socializing, and you still get to go less. It's what we do, though, Thomas. Right? We love it.
But you know what? I'm gonna definitely this weekend. I'm gonna get out. I'm definitely gonna, like I said, I'm gonna get there early Friday, so I'll probably get out Friday for sure. Saturday, I don't know about Saturday because there's a lot going on for Saturday.
Right.
But then I'll get out again on Sunday.
Nice,
sure.
buddy. Yeah, you need to.
Everything goes fine.
You need to. You need to get and lay down face first in the water for about 8 hours. What you need to do.
Yeah,
yes,
we all need that.
Yeah, even poor Rich hasn't been able to go. He's went, I think, one time this year. That's it.
Yeah.
You know, it's,
that's it, Rich?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I've been able to get out. I got so much stuff going on here at the home front, and of course, spending money at home, everything breaking down on me, and it is what it is at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
That's what happens when you own a house.
Yeah, right.
So we're just finally going to start getting some air here on Tuesday. So
there you go.
They'll come out and put me a new system in. So by Wednesday night, I should be sitting in nice air conditioning
nice and cool.
everything.
No more noisy fan,
wow.
right?
Wow. You've been without air all this time?
Yeah, for like the past 2.5 weeks.
Yeah, maybe.
I've been getting estimates and having people coming out and look and trying to play it smart and, trying to look for the better deal instead of just winging it,
Yeah. Well, of
right.
course.
Yeah.
Because we plan on living here for a while, and I want to get something that's going to be better than what we had, definitely. And then I looked at the warranty and all that stuff, did a bunch of research, and so we're going to spend a little bit more than I wanted to, but
right.
At least hopefully it'll be a lot better for us.
Sure. And you won't have to worry.
So.
Yeah. But that's cut. It's cut into Rich's prospecting for sure.
Yeah, that kind of threw some screws to my plans this year.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah. Well, what about you, Tim? Have you got out?
No, well, I've had that shoulder surgery. I'm not doing nothing this year. I'm still healing.
So. He needs to get that shoulder good.
Just one shoulder. You have another one.
I got one good shoulder, but it's not you can't. That'd be hard to dredge with just one arm. You have to be moving rocks. I can still pan, I can pan. That's about it. So it's like, I'm good. This year, I'll just sideline it, but next year I'll be back.
Okay. It's
all good, It's all good. I'll still make the events and everything, just like normal. It's just no digging for me this year, So
okay.
It's how it is.
So I take it you all are not having an outing this year then?
Oh no, we're still going to try to have an outing. Oh God, yeah.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah. Oh gosh, yeah.
Right.
We have to try. I mean, we definitely want to. We got a couple of ideas out there.
Right.
And but yeah, we're definitely going to still do it. Yeah, we're going to try our best anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, if we don't get to go nowhere all summer, maybe we can at least get that one in, and so that's our plan. We're definitely let everybody know as we figure it out and get it all ironed out. It's getting closer. I know we always like to go around in September. It's always cooler and all that too.
Well, yeah.
So hopefully we'll see.
You know what? I never heard too much about last year's. How did last year's go?
Last year's event was a blast.
Yeah, it was awesome. We went down to North Carolina down there, and that was a pretty far trip for me.
That was fun.
I guess everybody else had a pretty good haul too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
About 8.5, 9 hours for me. So
yeah, I mean, we actually literally had a bear come through camp at night.
Yeah, we had a real big area, which was awesome.
Oh, it was beautiful.
Oh my
God. It was beautiful. The area we had was amazing. The creek was amazing, and the turnout was huge. It was a great event. We had a lot of fun.
Of course, I was cooking. I had breakfast for everybody. And
oh God, it was nice. We would have liked for you to been there, Thomas. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and we had giveaways, and we had stuff going on, and
always
had flame jumpers, the little thing where you open
claim
gifts.
jumpers.
Yeah.
We did the claim jumpers game that Lou introduced to us before, and that was cool.
Oh, okay.
It was fun, yeah. I mean, that was a great event. I mean, the property was, like I said, it was amazing. You know, it was beautiful. So, really enjoyed it down there. Right.
Yeah, Michael hooked us up on that. That was pretty good.
So this year, though, we're not sure where we're going, and you know, we still got it out there, the feelers out there, and looking for, you know, suggestions. If anybody has any property, or you know, they know a place that could accommodate a group like ours, and you know, and it's got some gold there for us to find, and you know, we're open to suggestions. That's for sure. You know,
and we usually keep it to a minimum. We usually keep it. What did we have last year?
It was like 20, wasn't it?
Yeah, but I think all in all, to said and done, it was like 30 people.
Yeah, it was 30 or more.
Theater.
Yeah.
Like 20 in the group, and then counting the crew. You know.
Yeah, didn't we do like 20 spots, like camp spots, and it was, you know, they bring somebody with them and stuff. I can't even remember. It was something like that. But yeah, it was great. It was nice. It was just cool. I enjoyed it.
Good. I'm glad it was a good time.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But like I said, wish you could have been there, man. And hopefully this year you can. We'll let you know.
I'll keep us posted on anything upcoming. Won't you, Thomas?
Yeah. I'll keep I'm gonna keep posting. Like I said, I'm gonna keep posting things. I should have just about everything out for the rest of the year here shortly, and I'll just post them all up on the site.
Thanks, brother. Hey, did you buy any of them lottery tickets to win that 2.5-inch Keen?
The one for Gold Rush Day?
Yeah.
No, I have not bought any. No.
Because if you bought some, I'm not buying none.
No, I don't know. I don't know that I want a 2-inch Keen. So
it's a 2.5 with air.
I know.
Wouldn't you like to have?
I may want one. In 10 years, I may want one. I can't put out before anymore.
It's easy to get in.
Then don't buy, Thomas.
Get a hold of the stuff we hold.
Then don't buy tickets, Thomas. That way somebody else can win.
There you go.
Yeah, I have not bought any yet.
All right, that's good news. Thanks,
all right,
brother.
Thanks for calling in. Appreciate it, man.
Thanks, buddy.
Not a problem, guys. We'll talk to you.
Take care, buddy.
All right, good night.
Bye, Thomas.
Bye.
Well, we can take a break here, Tim.
Alrighty.
After break, Darth will probably call in.
All right, sounds good, man. Let me pull up these commercials. Tonight is Sunday. Yes, it is. All right, we'll be right back, everybody, after these messages.
Do you like to mine for gold? Enjoy prospecting a nice crack in the bedrock? Enjoy getting outdoors to camp, fish, hunt, and hike on your public lands? You plan your trip, load the gear, grab the dog, put the family in the truck, and drive off to a locked gate. A sign says you cannot enter or access your own public lands. Mining claims and public land owned by we the people are being designated as off limits by our own government every single day. Are you concerned about the direction our government is going? Are you tired of seeing no access, no entry signs on your lands? We are, and we are fighting back. We are AMRA, America Mining Rights Association, the fastest growing small mining advocacy association in America. AMRA is a 501c3 not-for-profit formed by miners, hunters, off-roaders, retired military men, and women to stop the insanity. AMRA was formed to educate, unite, and help the small miners and public land users on their rights given to us by God. Do you want access to great mining claims? For a small tax-deductible donation to their miners' legal fund, your family gains access to proven excellent mining claims across America for an entire year. AMRA challenges the USFS, BLM, EPA, and the other agencies intent upon stopping you from enjoying your own lands. You are who pays these people's wages. It is time they listen to us. We need to unite. And that is what AMRA is doing. As you sit here right now, thousands of acres of public lands are being closed, locked, and blocked from use by you. Are you fed up yet? Join us. Get in on this fight and let's restore America to what our families fought and died for. Freedom. Just visit AmericanMiningRights.com. AmericanMiningRights.com. Also, check us out on Facebook at American Mining Rights Association. AmericanMiningRights.com.
In 1858, gold was discovered in the rivers of New Caledonia. This discovery would spark a massive gold rush. Today, the search for gold is much easier, yet still challenging with Dirt Hog Pay Dirt. At Dirt Hog, we pride ourselves on our gold and guaranteed gold amounts. Just visit dirthogpaydirt.com today and buy yourself a bag of the best pay dirt concentrates on the market. Order with confidence in Canada and North America. dirthogpaydirt.com. The best gold concentrates on the market, period. Also, be sure to check out our Honest Bonus program.
If you're interested in gold prospecting or treasure hunting as a career, hobby, passion, or just something you're interested in getting into, you have to visit goldprospectorspace.com. At goldprospectorspace.com, you'll find forums, chats, videos, blogs, sections on dry washing, metal detecting, high banking, and so much more. At goldprospectorspace.com. There's a store, classifieds, and at goldprospectorspace.com every Sunday night at 7:30 Eastern Time, tune in to Prospectors Radio, the talk show for gold prospectors and treasure hunters. GoldProspectorspace.com is a social network with thousands of members, and everything you need is at GoldProspectorspace.com. Sign up today and get connected to others who share your love of gold and gold prospecting. Let the treasure hunt begin at GoldProspectorspace.com. GoldProspectorspace.com.
All right, everybody, we're back. Joining me and Rich tonight, just hanging out, taking calls. And Rich might have some Cooley's Corner coming up here in a little bit. You're playing it by ear tonight, right, Rich?
Yep. I want Darth to call in now, if you can, please.
Darth's calling.
Chat with him a little bit. I got a couple questions for him.
All right, I'm watching the Skype screen now.
Yeah, I see Captain Frank's in the room.
I seen that.
Yeah.
Nice. Captain Frank.
Captain Frank, for those who don't know who that is, that's Darth's dad, and of course, prospecting buddy. So there's Darth.
There's Darth right there. This got to be Darth, ain't it?
Hey guys, it's me.
What's happening, buddy?
Hey buddy, how are you?
Going good.
Yeah, we just kind of slow tonight. We just figured we'd call in a little bit and talk with this about what you got going on. You got any new builds happening, or what's going on?
Yeah, a trailer for you.
What?
Trailer for me. That's awesome.
Yeah, I was messing around working on a trailer for Rich, something that's light so his ATV could handle pulling his dredge around.
Oh, a small, like, ATV trailer. Okay. So
yeah, something that's real light and minimal.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Something you could just toss the dredge in. Okay.
Probably 50 pounds too heavy.
Ah.
Yeah, because I have a problem. I have a 4x6 trailer, and it's real heavy and has sides on it, and I can't make it up them hills and stuff. They're a little too rough, especially if I go to CC,
Right.
Contract Creek down in Virginia. That hill's a killer down there, and
that's too
just
big.
Can't make it up.
Yeah, that's too big of a trailer to be pulling up and down hills. You need a small one, right? Like a utility type of thing, sort of deal. Yeah.
Something flat and light that you can just throw your dredge on it and strap it down and go.
Yeah, that's what you need. Perfect. That's what you found him, Darth?
Yeah, well, I gave him the offer so he could get out with me again to come up to his house and weld it up in his garage.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, you need to do some welding on it. Okay.
Well, I was going to say, I could come down there, but you don't have the garage to do it in, so.
Yeah, TIG welding is better to be done indoors without the wind.
Yeah.
That's true.
So you've been getting out a lot then, Darth, or no?
This season, no, not really. I was able to get out a couple weeks ago and check out a new property. And like Rich was saying about that one hill at that other place I usually go to, this place turned out to be 100-fold steeper.
Really?
To get to water. Yeah, it was. I was afraid going down it. I was actually without anything in tow, just sliding down the side of the hill with the brakes on, all locked up.
Wow.
Really not much control going down.
Right.
Yeah. I was getting a little worried I might not make it back out.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what it just seems like this year. It's like every place we run into, it's like it's hard places to get into, and it's steep or muddy, and it just nothing wants to cooperate this year.
Right. Right. That's all. That's a problem. I mean, but like we're limited. I mean, you guys are in Pennsylvania, Dart, you're in Maryland, we're in Ohio. I mean, in order for us to get to these prime places with them perfect areas, we got to get out of here and get further away. And it's like it's just we're limited. We're very limited. And that's what it seems like to me. So. It's tough.
And you've got to at least go for 2-3 days to make it worth your while.
Yeah, right.
You got at least half a day of travel,
Yep. Mm-hmm.
By the time you get to where you're going, then you set up camp and you're pretty much done for that day. And you wake up the next morning and dredge all day and then have breakfast, lunch, and then dinner. And then wake up the next morning and
pack up and leave.
Dredge. Or you can just back up and come home. Depends, I mean, 3-day weekend if you can.
Right. That's why this event Thomas actually sounds pretty good. It's, it does. It sounds like a nice area. That's the kind of areas that'd be great if you can find like that, Dart, down there, wouldn't it? In that area.
Yeah. Well, that last property I went to, I mean, there's a lot of clearings where we could have fit in a full-size Toney outing.
Oh, really? Okay.
But, unless everyone has ATV.
Right.
Here into the water is going to be, there's going to be a lot of angry people there that week. You don't want that.
No, we don't want that. That's definitely what we don't want. We want everybody to be happy. Happy.
Yeah, the few that do bring an ATV, they're going to spend the whole weekend just shuttling gear back and forth.
Right, yeah.
This property I was on, though, was so huge. I spent 4 hours literally just riding down every logging road and path trying to find all the access to the different creeks and rivers on the property.
Wow.
You really feel deep in the woods there.
Mm-hmm.
You're really out there.
That'd be nice. Something like that. That'd be a nice place then. But like you said, if it had a little easier access for you, though, that's just a bummer sometimes. And there's
Go ahead.
I was going to say there's no way you can create your own access somewhere in an easier point, or no, there's just no easy points.
Well, you can, and that's what people do there. As long as it's not, I think it's something like anything bigger than 2 inches, they don't want you to cut it down.
Uh-huh. Gotcha. Okay.
But like that path I went down, that was a path that was created by some guys that were determined to get down into that spot of the river. They spent the weekend and put their work in. You got to earn that gold sometimes.
Yes, you do. You're right. This is true.
But, that one place I like to go to with Rich, I have no problem getting in and out of there.
Mm-hmm.
But with his trailer, it's an issue, especially now he's got a bigger setup.
Right.
So, I'm gonna have to cruise up there. I owe him a trip anyways because back when he was building his first high banker, I kind of let him down.
Ah.
Nah, you didn't let me down. I was just wigging out. I was wigging out. I didn't know what I was doing, but I got her down now.
That's
he was having him down on the phone and everything.
Was he?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I was having a big meltdown.
Oh, jeez. We don't need Rich having meltdowns. That's what we don't need.
It wasn't a nice one either.
You gotta keep him calm, Darth.
That was a Marine, and the Marine came out at me,
Oh, jeez. Yeah. We can't have that. That's never good. So, any future plans to go in the near future, Darth? I mean, what's going on? What kind of plans you got this year?
The next weekend, going back to that same property I was just talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And actually put the nozzle in the water.
Right.
There's some other guys that go with me and Rich that one of the properties we got closed out of, they're not renewing the lease. So I'm going to scope it out for them.
Right.
They were going down to that property that had gotten closed. They were going down there, maybe 6 times a year or more.
Oh, wow, okay. Mm-hmm.
They're kind of left scrambling for a new place.
Sure.
I got to get them down there and show that there is gold there. I've seen a lot of what other people were finding, and it looks good.
Mm-hmm. But
it's a nice place to spend a weekend, get some gold, hang out in some cold water, and
there you go. There you go. Well, do it. And let us know how you do. That's.
I know Rich is curious about it too.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Oh, heck yeah.
Is that in CC or is that another place?
That's that 9.
9.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I remember talk of that one. Yeah. The one they closed was 5, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Okay. So that's
we had some doing in that when some people came up and asked us for our badges and stuff, and asked how we were doing, and you could tell by the pusses on our face that we weren't having a good gold weekend. All we were coming up with fly poop, and I think probably when they talked and they were looking to renew their lease, they said that's too much money.
Right.
Or people aren't finding any gold here. It's not worth keeping.
Well, right.
It's good to see. They're keeping their properties and adding properties whenever they can.
And that's a good way to do it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if it's not paying out, then don't keep it. Just to say I got a property.
Yeah, that place was just bad access. I mean, it was hard to access the stream.
Right. So that's
really. You really only had the one spot, and of course, when you have that kind of access where it's all concentrated in one spot, either upstream or downstream for a good ways is pretty hard hit.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, definitely. You know that.
And then with trees down all over the place, and that doesn't help either.
Yeah. So, Dart, any suggestions on crony outings this year?
I wish I had a suggestion. All I could say is maybe like Mountain Creek or Lucky Strike or one of them deals.
Okay, somewhere down like in that area, somewhere like, I got you.
They have their communal wash plants you could all chip in on and run. And even people without equipment can get involved too.
Yeah,
it might be.
Yeah, it could be something to think
loose.
about.
They could rent gear there as well.
Yeah. That's an idea.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Maybe something worth considering.
Yeah, definitely. That's definitely something we could consider and see. That's possible because they're used to handling groups, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So,
yeah, that's their thing, I think.
Yeah, a couple of other groups already went down this year, I believe.
See, maybe that could be something we do.
Thermal City, I think there was a group that went down to Thermal City.
Right. See, that could maybe be something. Maybe. Didn't think of that one.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Dart. Good
yeah, it's kind of close to Marion, North Carolina, I think, if I remember correctly.
Well, I love the North Carolina, going down there for the gold. If we, like you said, go for a few days, and then anybody else can, of course, stay as long as they want, right? I mean, it's up to you guys, but
yeah,
but that's maybe not a bad idea. Maybe we need to make some calls and check into it and see. Maybe I'll do that, just to see. Okay, good idea, Dart. Thanks, man.
Yeah, I'm hoping we can find something.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. I've got a lead on another place in North Carolina too, and so we're not completely out of the water yet. So we'll see. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. So
I'm still scrambling to get my dredge floating before the end of the season.
Okay, well.
Yeah, I want to see that. I want you to get your dredge floating on the water. That'd be great.
I'm going to do all aluminum setup, aluminum pontoons, aluminum frames, so it'll be nice and light.
Oh, yeah, that'd be cool.
And repairable. If I get a hole in the float, I could just TIG weld it back closed. It's not a big deal.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that'll work, brother. I can't wait to see it. Get her floating. Hopefully.
I'm getting tired of making stuff out of steel.
Yeah, steel's heavy.
Yeah.
It's perfect. I was using a Harbor Freight MIG welder.
Uh-huh.
And that's like a metal glue gun, basically.
Oh, really?
Is that like,
well,
the welder you have now, is that a 110 or what is it?
It's a TIG welder, TIG and stick. It could do aluminum or steel, AC, DC.
So it's a 110 regular plug there, right?
It could do 110 or 220.
Okay, it could do either one. Yeah.
You get a higher amperage range with 220.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Which is a thicker metal.
Yeah, very nice. I looked at one of those. I considered buying one once. Wasn't sure if it'd do what I needed it to do. But
yeah,
I got you. I'm with you. Yeah, get that thing floating. That way, if we do go, you're ready.
Yeah.
You're ready
like at last outing, I was really limited where I could set up because I got a small water set up.
Yep. So yeah, you got to
Virginia.
Got to get you floating, brother.
Yeah.
That's the thing. We got a little time left. Not much. Summer's clicking by. I mean, God.
Yeah, well, actually, there's really not much to the dredge itself. You know, I'm just making a frame and floats. It's, you know, it's going to be about a weekend's worth of welding.
All right. Well, there you go. You got a project. Now you just got to make it happen. Make it happen, Darth. Come on. You can do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to work it out so it actually has wheels built into it and a tongue, like a trailer tongue.
That's a good idea.
I get to the spot, I could just unclip the wheels and the tongue and just, you know,
right,
slide it right in.
That's kind of a good idea.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, there you go. Start doing some engineering and make it happen. Get her done.
That's the nice thing with using SolidWorks is you could see how stuff looks before you even make it. And
right. Well, dude,
I upgraded myself at home here.
Can't wait to see it. That's going to be cool.
Yeah.
Get that, make that happen. I want to see that bad boy. That'd
yeah,
be cool.
I'm hoping it works it out.
I'm sure it will. You'll make it work. You'll make it happen.
Yeah.
So,
that's like most of my. Where there's a will, there's a way.
It'd be nice to just put wheels on my dredge. And that way, when I get to the campground, just on the whole dredge and pop the wheels on it and tow it to where it needs to tow and pop the wheels off.
Wouldn't that be nice? That's what it needs to do. It just needs to be a combination dredge trailer that hooks to the tongue of your truck. You just go.
The problem with that, though, is the plastic floats. You don't want to really puncture into them, screw into them. And
right.
Oh, yeah. You'd have to use a strap or something to strap something to it.
But it would be cool.
Or bolt off of the frame of the dredge, you know.
Yeah, right, that they bolt onto the frame, and they either, when you get to where you're going, they like you said, you pull a pin and slide them out, put them in the back of your truck, unhook the hitch part, and push it in and go. And when you're done, you pop your wheels back on the tongue and hook it up, and away you go, back home. That would be cool.
What I've seen, though, with the factory-built frames is you still have to worry about bending.
Yeah, because they're so...
On a really rough trail,
that's
going to be an issue when the dredge is all bouncing around on ruts.
Yeah.
Very true, buddy. Very true.
Where you're dredging.
It would be
crack your frame, then you're really screwed.
Sure, and that would be the worst part. So you definitely have to have a
real over-the-counter parts ain't cheap to replace.
Yeah. It's a good thought, though. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I'm just going to do. With a real ultralight dredge-specific trailer for Rich. It'd be cheap to build.
Yeah, well, it's just pulling it with an ATV anyway, so good enough, right? That would be cool. Well, man, good luck, brother. Keep us posted on everything, you know?
Yeah, I got buddy back in the water with me.
Yep, I know you do. He needs to get out.
It's going to be rough this year, but we'll get through it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You guys got this. And Dart, keep thinking.
He'll figure it out. That's how Darth is.
Yeah.
That's why he's one of my dredging buddies, because we'll get through it. He figures it out all the time.
There you go. And I'll let you know what I find out. I'll give them a call and see what they say about a group, you know? Let's get us some...
Rich will tell you, though, I use what I got around me.
Well, that's the way to do it.
Yeah, you definitely do, and you make it work. So.
You're like MacGyver. That's what...
Yeah, he does. He pulls some good ones sometimes.
Yeah. Hey, that's the way to do it, man.
I'm scratching my head on how he's going to get this thing to work, and he surprises the crap out of me. It's like, yep, it works.
Yeah. See, I know Dwight said he loves Thermal City, so I mean, that's what I mean. It's options, guys. You know.
Yeah. Rich is kind of surprised when I broke the rack on my 4-wheeler the last trip with him. And I jammed a log into the frame and basically let the log. And it was like stronger than before.
Whatever works.
Did you get that all welded up now? Did you get it fixed?
Yeah, I got it all squared away. It's nice and strong now. I was hitting jumps with it the last trip out.
Oh, jeez. Hey.
I had some back in the woods.
Improvise. Right, Darth?
Yeah.
That's what it is. Use what is on hand to fix the problem. That's what it seems like prospectors are good for, though, you know? They'll figure out a way, and that's a sure sign right there. Way to go, buddy. Way to go.
Yeah, I'll get with you here later on. Try to get some measurements for you there, Darth, and get you locked on.
Dad just posted in the chat that I made a 1-inch dredge for him.
Oh, he did?
He wanted to keep that small engine.
Uh-huh.
And Harbor Freight Special, the 1-inch.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I'm talking to one of my friends. He had made one for his son. He said it had a ton of suction for it. It was a 1.5-inch dredge.
Okay.
He said 1 inch. 1 inch is too damn small.
Yeah. It'd be good for sniping.
Upgrade the high banker. You guys bought the common dig he was using last year and made a jet log for it out of a 1.5-inch exhaust pipe.
Uh-huh.
And got him some hose and made him up a nozzle. And I tell you what, I made one for myself because you get in the spots that you can't get in with a 4 and do some really good detailing work on them crevices in that shallow bedrock. Mm-hmm. It really the cheap way to go to get started in the dredging. I'll tell you what, probably what I should have started with.
Live and learn.
No, we went up real fast, unfortunately.
Yeah.
You know. We went from small to huge.
Yeah, you went from a pan to going just as large as you can go.
Yeah.
Pretty much skipped the in-between. You know? Oh, well. It's all good. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Your dad made one, though. And he says it works great for him, I see.
Yeah.
Well, nice.
Yeah, it does. It was pretty cool. You know, he was just going along, you know.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool.
He was like a little kid in the water, all smiles. He didn't have to dig anymore.
Yeah, because
digging was a bit much for him.
No, digging sucks. You know, it definitely does. Mm-hmm.
I went and made Brian James a jet log, too, because he wants to start dredging.
Oh, nice. That was cool of you. Nice.
I know he'll get good use out of it.
Yeah.
He faces a lot of shallow bedrock stuff, and they will actually start coming up with some nice pickers now.
Nice. That'll be cool. Well, way to go there, too, buddy. Helping out a fellow prospector. Way to go, man. Nice. Yeah, I think he's in the chat room tonight, too, ain't he?
Yeah.
I think so.
You got to give it to him the next time I see him.
Nice. I see.
Yeah, and hopefully he is listening because the last time we had a talk, he wasn't on. And, of course, I thanked the heck out of him, and I don't know if he heard or not, but thanks again, Brian, for getting me out of the little sticky situation we were in and getting us up out of there. You know, he helped haul equipment up the hill with his truck and kind of got a scratch on his truck, but
that's right. You did say
that's the cost of doing business. Unfortunately, it happened, but
yeah, it does. Yeah, it does.
Captain thanks again, Brian. That was awesome.
Heck yeah, way to go. And Captain Frank, at 76, digging's not too cool, he says. I understand that. It ain't cool at any age. They can keep that digging, buddy. It's for the birds.
In Virginia, he turned his pump on, shoveled 3 or 4 shovelfuls, sat in his chair, and then would fall asleep for like an hour just leaving the pump running. And by the end of the weekend, we're running out of gas. We're like, what are you doing? You're wasting gas.
But that's cool. I mean, your dad's 76. He still likes to get out there and go with you and stuff, and that's pretty cool.
Definitely.
Way to go, Frank. Way to go, buddy. But
he actually did some grilling too. You know, I cooked some, and he did. He cooked the steaks and the burgers and everything. So yeah, he got his little grill out and got it going, and he was cooking too.
Nice, man. That's cool. And we miss Captain Frank too. So hopefully we get to see him at the next, outing as well. I see David Bogan's in the chat room. He said he hasn't been out in a while.
He said he hasn't been out yet this year.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
What's going on, man? It's been one of them crazy years, though.
Everybody just seems like it's just tough to get out this year.
That's what it seems like, don't it? I see.
Life catches up, and has other plans.
I'm telling you, it's ridiculous. I see John Shaw joined us, too. He's popped in. So very cool.
He said he got out yesterday. That's cool.
That's good. At least somebody's getting because it's like, man.
David in the chat, because I want to thank him for the barbecue sauce that he gave Dad. We made some ribs about a month or so ago, and they were the best ribs ever using that sauce.
Oh, there you go. Cool. There you go. Way to go, David. See? Yeah, he's in there, Darth.
Giving that to Dad. And
David does make some good sauce.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Definitely.
See, and Dwight said, life, rain, and the heat is killing it for him this year. It's just one of them years, That's what it is. It's just one of them years. Between, like you said, all the rain, and then it's like if it ain't raining, you got to work, and then it's always something. So hopefully it straightens out. Everybody starts getting out a little bit. So that would be good. Well, Darth, thank you, brother, for calling in, man.
Yeah, thanks for calling in,
Hanging
Darth.
out with
Appreciate
us for
it,
a bit.
No problem.
Nope, no problem. So
yeah, I'll touch base with you then, and we'll set something up.
All right, sounds good, Rich.
All right, Darth. Thanks, brother. We appreciate you,
All right,
man.
thank you.
Thanks for the idea, buddy. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll let you know.
All right.
All right, cool, brother. Take care.
Yeah.
Bye, bud.
Alrighty.
Nice. That's cool.
You want to hit the gold prices here?
Go
Unless
for it,
somebody else
Rich.
calls in?
You're reading the gold prices tonight by Rich
All
Cooley.
right, let's start the gold prices. According to our website, it's $1,416, which is up $11. Silver is $15.21, up 9 cents.
Okay.
Platinum is $831, up $7. And we got palladium is down at $1,542, and it is down $15.
No, okay.
I don't have the other thing that
other one
Shad
that Shad
has.
does. Yeah. Yep.
But
Gotcha.
and then
But-
we'll go ahead into the birthdays here. We're not going to sing a song because I'll scare everybody away. Steve Orth, the phone number is, 419
520-7574.
right?
Yeah, that's it, brother. And go ahead and do the birthdays, then he can call in.
All right. First, we got Andy Boca, Bob Wallace, Bobby Anderson, Brandon Mason, Jeff Brown, Chris Sean, Larry Waltrus, Lee Damien, Raymond Price, Siegfried, Thorne Huston, Timothy James Green, and tomorrow we got Steve Birdside, Goblin Wolverton, Captain Cowboy, Chad Watkins. That sounds familiar.
That does.
Yeah, Deathstrap Dan, Peter Malkin, Gary Johnston, and Glenn Witten.
Well.
And let's see, who do we want to pick?
Chad Watkins, because who the heck is that? It sounds familiar. Who is that?
See, there he is. That was the guy from Bailey, Colorado. That was Chad from the guy on the TV show, wasn't it?
I think so. I can't think right now, but it's got to be.
Yeah, he should be the guy from the shows. What type of prospecting do you do? Dredging, high banking, hard rock? Do you belong to any clubs? No. How did you find the site? I don't know if I want to read that.
Okay.
Jack the Blank Duggins.
Well, Bob
Who
Drake.
referred you, Jack the Blank Duggins.
See, Bob Drake said he's from Ice Cold Gold.
Yeah,
Chad Watkins,
he was one of the guys
yes,
from Ice
that's
Cold
right. Now I remember him.
Yeah, what kind of
Yes.
equipment do you use? Lots. So, yeah. He was the guy that was at Greenland. Yep.
Yeah,
I
now.
see pictures on there.
Yeah, now I remember him. The name, it was like. who
Yeah,
is
he was the
it?
main dredger out there for the show.
Yeah, right. And then he was supposed to go and I think go maybe do Bering Sea Gold or something.
I
or stuff.
believe,
Yeah, something like that.
That made up.
I don't know.
But happy birthday to everybody.
Happy birthday to everybody. Yeah, pretty cool, Rich. Nice. All right, Steve, did you want to call? I don't know. If you did, go ahead and give us a call. 419-520-7574. Operators are standing by. So if not, maybe Rich will let us hear some of this Cooley's Corner he had tonight. It sounded pretty interesting to me.
Yeah, we'll see if somebody's going to call in. I don't know if Steve was going to call in or not.
No, that's there. Maybe that's him. All right, hello, caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, this is Steve,
Steve.
Southwest Ohio.
What's going on, buddy?
Hey, no, Steve.
Well, your talk with Darth reminded me of a question that I need to ask.
Okay.
So I've got a 2.5-inch Pro-Line combo, and when I ordered it, I did get the float kit. So I got the plastic floats.
Right.
but I've never put it together because so far in the 2 years that I've had it, I've never been in a creek where it would float. I've never seen the need for it.
Right.
But should I mean, is it going to help me to go ahead and put the float kit on, even if I don't float? Is there any other reason to put the float kit on?
Wow, good question.
Am I missing out on something?
I mean, basically, of course, your float kit is for when you're in deeper water. Mm-hmm. But if the area that you prospect in uses a regular stand that you use, just leave it that way. It all depends on the area that you go to. If you can go to an area that there's an area that you can't put your stand in because the water deeper,
right?
Then you can put your float kit on. But I don't think it's that easy to remove the float kit when it sits on. Probably, I wouldn't think.
I don't know how that one's made.
Yeah, I don't know how that one's set up either, buddy. But I would say it probably either have to be one or the other. By the time you put it on, you probably leave it on. You know.
Right. But also, too, to me, having the floats on, it sometimes makes it easier to get it into the creek because you can drag it, you know, because it'll slide on the floats and you're not going to hurt them. So it's like, I always enjoyed dragging mine.
Instead of the stand, you have to drag. You got to carry the stand separate, and your pump separate, and then this separate, and
Well, that's the only reason I could come up with was because of the ease of dragging it.
Sure. Yeah, and it does.
But I didn't know. I just didn't know if it's on the floats, but it's not floating. Does that introduce issues about having to level it more, or is it just because it's going to, you know, the whole unit's going to be sitting higher above the water than what it is now?
Right.
I mean, I'm pretty much dredging in 4 inches of water half the time.
Gotcha. Mm-hmm. Now, I know I've had mine, like, pulled up on a gravel bar and stuff and still been dredging, you know. And because, basically you're just running your materials through a sluice box is all you're doing.
And I've had mine, and I have a 4-inch, and, of course, most of the areas I go to, it's not much water, and I just basically sit it on the gravel bar, and then if I got to shim up the back a little bit to get a tilt, then that's what I got to do to level it out.
Right. So I think I would throw the floats on if it was me, just to make it more simple to drag that sucker around, you know. Anything to make life easier. That's what I'm going to do.
And it's less trips carrying everything, too, you know.
Well, yeah, that's good, because, I mean, that's the way I was leaning, but I just wanted to make sure I wasn't going to introduce new problems if I had floats on that wouldn't float.
No, but
wouldn't.
No, you'll be fine.
You know, maybe once a year I go somewhere where I could possibly use them, but even when I go half the time when you go to Double D, there's not even enough water there to really be floated.
Right. See?
Now, does this float kit, does it have like a bungee strap that goes on it, or does it actually have a regular strap that holds it on?
Well, it's some sort of a metal frame. I didn't see any strap.
Proline got it down. That's what you said it was, a Proline, right? There's just, I think, just bolt-on like normal ones. They don't have that weird strapping crap.
Cool, yeah.
You know, so that's what's good about that.
I remember Jeff from Proline saying, well, you can get it off in 20 minutes, but I just don't know if it's, you know.
I would.
Maybe somebody that knew what they were doing could. Now, me, that's a different story.
Right. See,
I barely know which end of a hammer to hold, you know.
Well, Steve, I would put them on there just for ease of access to where I was going, because you won't hurt them, you know.
Okay.
And it makes life a little bit easier sometimes, buddy, you know.
Oh, I think it'd make it a lot easier.
Yeah, it's easier to drag it than to carry it, right?
All right. Yeah, I agree. All right, good.
All right, brother. Oh, you're welcome, man. Glad we could help. Let us know.
All right, buddy. Thanks for calling in, buddy.
Take care, Steve.
Bye.
Bye, buddy. Yeah, I would definitely have them on. I love dragging mine. I used to drag that thing everywhere. You know? And that was the keen. It had them silly straps, and it was a pain in the butt, you know, dragging it with them, because a lot of times they would pop off.
I'm trying to get Bobo to call in, but Bob...
Hi, guys.
Is that Swiftwater?
Yes, I totally blew it, you guys. I forgot that you guys started earlier on Sunday.
I told you, Rich.
I drove like a madman to get back here into town so I could get on. I was like, dang it, because I've been out to Dennis's twice today, and he's still not here.
He's still not there?
Nope.
Wow.
Welcome, Swifty. How are you, buddy?
Oh, man, I went to the big miners meeting today, and everybody that's dredging on the Clearwater. Of course, we were all out there, and the forestry guys, the EPA guys, everybody was there. So
okay,
we got to clarify a lot of stuff.
Did you
up today? So
really, like what?
Yeah.
Can you tell us some?
Well, I told them, I said I got water permits coming, and they tried to explain it because I figured that I wanted to more or less. I was thinking about just putting high banker up in the creek,
right,
and shoveling into it,
right.
And they said, no, you can't do that. That's still under the same laws as dredging. You cannot dig in the Clearwater Creek and be processing it right there. So the more or less is the water permit we got is more or less saying that we can high bank, but you got to be outside of the creek waters. So now, with that in mind, I'm thinking there's probably maybe a good couple places that me and Dennis could probably dig. But as far as him being able to dig on his claims,
right,
with that water permit, I don't think it's not going to work. But he did. The guy did say that he goes. I was telling him about somebody was coming from Indiana, and he's like, "Well, is it Dave Brown?" I'm like, "Yeah, well, that's the guy that got the permits." He goes, "Okay." He's also put a letter of intent in as well because I found out today that you have to have that as well.
Okay.
For the forestry department.
Right.
And he knew the name Dave Brown, so he does know that was in there. But I guess they wanted a permit for a trommel, and he said, "Well, the trommel is not going to go over very well." Because the trommel is gas powered,
right,
and that's what they look at on the forestry department. If you got to put gas in it or not, up the outside the creeks,
right.
So, but he said, but when they get here, get with me, and which like I said, I've been in contact with these guys several times through the month, so they all knew who I am,
right.
And they said, get with me, and they're going to try to see if they can't do a letter of intent for a high banker, rather than trying to do it for Dave's trommel.
Right.
So it's kind of like we're really close to being able to do something. We're not quite there.
So they're actually trying to work with you a little bit, which is good.
Yeah.
Well, that's...
And like I said, like I was telling you guys a long time ago, there's some new guys that's on the service now this year. And one of them is an ex-miner. He's did it before and stuff like that. So they're trying to work with us as much as they can, but you got to understand, the bureaucratic stuff that's up above, it kind of keeps their hands tied.
Yeah.
Right.
So, but they're trying to work with us, and that's pretty good because they know that Dave was going to get us. Dave Hembry was going to get the dredge permits, but he was going to do it same way they did last year.
Right.
And I guess this year they kind of changed it a little bit. But we had, like I said, the big miners meeting and everything today, and I asked him. I said, so. Everything this year is going to be in place next year, right? No changes, right? Because remember, I told you, a little birdie told me that it was all going to go to the state.
Yeah.
But they said no. As far as we know, there's not going to be any changes. So that means next year, if I'm going to come up here, me and Dennis is going to have to get dredge permits early and get them in quick.
Yeah.
Because they only allow so many dredge permits.
Sure.
And if you're one of them, you're one of them. But if you're not, you're going to be just like I am, stuck out here in Lolo land.
Yeah. So you're saying, wait, now, you can high bank, but the high banker's got to be up somewhere away from the river, and you can get dirt like in buckets and take it up to the high banker?
Nope, you can't.
You
cannot take it out of that creek.
Oh, what?
Period.
You can go up on the side of the hill, and you can suck water out of the stream. That's what your water permit's for. But you can't discharge it back into the stream.
Exactly.
And the material you can get is out of the stream. So you can high bank all you want out of the stream, but you're getting your water from the river up to where you're doing it, and you got to have almost like a settling pond. So whatever.
Well, they said as long as it's not running directly back into the watershed, which would be the creek.
Okay.
Right.
That's all's good.
Okay.
Right. And that's why you got the water permit for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And see, I was thinking, I told him, I asked him, I said, well, my stuff stands on legs. I just want to put it in the creek and shovel into it. No, you can't do that. That comes under the same terms as dredging and stuff like that because you're actually in the water.
Or if you found an area that you could high bank out of the water, and then you said you couldn't do that. So it was just a little misunderstanding, I guess.
No, I can't do it without the permit.
Right.
But I mean, finding the area to be able to do that, like, because you're pretty good at looking at ground and finding out where, the gold could be and stuff. And you're from Arizona. I mean,
right.
Come on.
Right.
So you could set your high banker up on the bank, turn it around so the water goes away from the creek,
Right.
your
Pump the
discharge
water. Out
water.
the creek up to your high
But
bank.
yeah, but you cannot dig in the bank of the creek.
But you
Right.
could dig in the creek and carry it over to your high banker and throw it in.
No.
What the fuck?
You
have
can't
to
take a
come
damn
up
thing out of the creek. Period.
I am complete. You can't take nothing out of the creek. Where are you supposed to get your dirt from?
up
Well,
on the bank.
You're high banking.
But you said you can't dig in the banks.
You can't dig
can't-
in the side of the bank, but you can dig
Yeah.
up on the flat at the top of the bank.
Right. Rich has got it.
Oh wow, jeez.
But I did find out that if we wanted to run a sluice box and shovel, that we can do that.
without
a permit.
plus. Well, there's
Okay.
a plus without any permits at all.
Yeah,
And
and see
it's
earlier when I was talking to him when we did all the dredge inspections that day I was telling you, I was under the impression that if you was running a sluice box, you still need a EFW. I can't remember. It's because you're moving gravels in a creek, and that's why I never put a sluice box in, because no, you can use a sluice box and a pan without a permit. So we're not dead in the water. We're just slower.
Well, hopefully Dennis brought a lot of sluice boxes.
And hopefully you brought something you can put over top of your sluice box to shovel material in now.
Right.
Right?
Well, you're going to have to do it the old-fashioned way, guys. We're going to have to classify it down, get buckets, and shovel it through.
Yeah, I mean, you're
You
going
don't pick
back.
up a 12-inch rock.
You're going back to basics.
Yeah, that's what we were laughing today because I had the other guys was up there and a couple of them knew who I was. I'm like, well, I haven't did sluice boxing for a couple of years. I guess we could go back to it. And they're laughing their butts off.
Right, that's what you're doing. You're going back to where you began.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's kind of really funny rules, but these guys are kind of trying to work with the miners, in
Right.
the 10 Mile Mining District. Dave Hembry. And them. So maybe next year I don't think the rules are going to be changed.
Swifty, also, this would be a good chance for you guys to try to find the gold line. Be able to try to find areas, because if you could set up a sluice box in there, you'll be able to hit some of those spots possibly to be able to,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's like I was.
Find out where it is.
That's like I was saying Wednesday to Dennis. I was like, dude, I've already seen all your claims, and I could tell you right now, dig here, dig here, dig here, dig here, dig here. Other than that, don't dig it.
For a sluice box, but now if you got to work up on the land, any ideas?
If we're doing the high banking, that's going to become a little more technical on, say, Dennis's claims, because just say the bank of the creek goes straight up a hill.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right.
So it's like, and it's rock.
Oh, geez.
And you can't dig in the bank. Yeah.
Right.
So, like I said, and you can't dig in the bank. So what I'm thinking is, if we got the water permits, now it depends on where that they put the water permit. I don't know if the water permits are open, like you go to any tributary, or if you can just pump out of any tributary. I'm not for sure.
Well, it all depends on what they wrote down them for.
Right.
Now,
But like I
if they just
said,
put 'em for the claim area,
then we're going back to sluicing.
Yeah.
Wow. Going back to basics. So you can't even. Would you be able to use those dry land nozzles then up there anywhere? No, nowhere, huh?
Nope.
Oh,
That's considered dredging.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Even up on the top of the bank, it would be considered dredging. Wow.
Yeah, because we're discharging. Or I don't know. It's really weird.
Yeah.
Really. If you pump the water up to the hill in a hole and you use the dredge to pump it out,
back to the high banker.
Then you need a discharge permit.
Oh, you need a discharge permit now.
But you're not discharging it back into the stream.
Right.
Exactly.
Wow.
But it's, like I said, we're using a dry land nozzle. It's really complicated.
Yeah.
Really.
Right.
Wow. Yeah, you guys. Oh, like I said, you got a sluice box, right, Scott?
Oh yeah, I dang sure brought that.
Good job.
So you're going to meet him up somewhere today, or you guys supposed to meet up, or is he meeting you at the claim, or what?
Well, I've been out there twice. It's 20 miles down a curvy road to get to where he's supposed to be camping.
Ask you, how far away from town where you're staying at the campground is it to the claim? So,
well, it's 18 miles.
Okay.
Yeah, it's 18 miles, just a little bit past Golden.
But don't they have to go through the town that you're in to be able to get to there?
No, I am the last. I'm in Elk City. This is the end of the road.
Oh, okay.
Period. Yeah, this is the end. Unless you got a dirt bike, this is the end of the road.
So you basically got to go back then.
Yeah.
To the thing, correct?
Right.
Okay.
And then I don't know if Dennis is listening tonight or not, but I went down there today. Yesterday there was nobody at this campsite. Today there was somebody from Florida with a big RV that's parked in there now. So they're going to have to. Yeah, because the campsites are not part of the claim.
Oh, okay.
But he can get on. They're on one side. He can get on the other side, and they'll. I don't believe they're going to stay there that long. I could be wrong, but like I said, I seen a license plate that said out of Florida, and I was like, well, that sure ain't Dennis.
No.
And
I don't know if that's. I forget what's his name.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody was coming up from Florida or not.
I don't
know.
remember where they was coming from. I thought there was somebody coming up from that way.
It's a big RV, and they got 2 tents out behind it. And there's, like I said, there's still enough place that Dennis could pull in there and back up an RV real quick, and then he can be on the other side of the camp. Because the campground that he's talking about, I'd say is approximately 70 yards, 80 yards wide. So they can be on one side and not interfere with anything else.
Interesting. Wow, he should be there by now.
Well, I thought, but
I just looked on Facebook to see if there was any post from him, but saying I'm there or I'm close, I'm 10 miles away or something, but nothing. I figured he was there. That's why you wasn't here.
Well, yeah, I wasn't here because I was at the miners meeting, and then finally Dave said, "Yeah, this is Swiftwater. He does the live gold show," and I was like, "Oh crap, I forgot." So I just drove approximately 10 miles down a 45-mile-an-hour road, doing about 60.
Now we just figured maybe it was the time thing got you again. How you get confused at the 2-3 hour thingy sometimes, and it's like, hey, he probably just forgot about the time. So all good, brother.
Like I said, I wanted to be here, and I kind of like to keep everybody up that's listening. I know they're probably eager, and they want to know what me and Dennis is doing up here and how things are going and stuff. But we're not totally shot down like I thought we were.
Well, no, you could sluice, so
that's
at least you guys can do that. I mean, back to basics,
you're not going to make a living off of sluicing, not like we plan to do.
Nope.
The 6-inch. We got a 6-inch dredge down to a sluice box. That's
right, exactly. That's a. But like you said, though, like Rich said, at least this will let you know where the gold's at next year. Try again.
And you'll still be able to get into some of the areas where you think there's gold at, to be able to at least get some of the overburden off and be able to get down into some of the stuff.
Get down there and do some sniping, whatever. I don't know, but
there's no snipe. There ain't no sniping, Tim.
No.
No, not in this creek. It's not like a California river. This has got cobble all through it.
Oh, right.
I'd say the most of the cobble that you see is going to be around 3 to 4 inches to 5 inches big.
Okay.
And it's everybody brought classifier buckets and classifiers to be able to.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Whew. Well, hopefully you're in the water doing some sluicing tomorrow.
Let the hard work begin.
Did the water come down enough?
Like I said, we went back. We went back. This is no doubt. We, just like Tim said, we went back to where we first started.
Yeah.
With a sluice box and a pan.
Yep. Has the water come down enough to where you can set up a sluice in there and get to doing some sluicing?
Well, last time that I was saying something, it was last week, it was still like you wouldn't wear rubber boots or anything like that, but it hasn't rained a lot here, so the water's dropped down considerably enough.
Okay.
I would say that, like, through Dennis's claims, the majority of the water is going to be about 1.5 to 2 foot deep.
Okay.
Where we're going to put if we go sluice boxing, where there's only one place that he could put it on because he's got one good place that's got a bend in it, and it's got a little island in the middle of it.
Right.
We could put sluice boxes up there.
Okay. As
well. So I mean, there are places that is great for sluicing on there, but like I said, it ain't going to be like the dredging because he's got. I mean, if he ever gets the dredge permits, he'll be happier than a cat in a room full of mice. I mean, because he's got the perfect. It comes down, and it comes. Hang on a second. Damn 4-wheelers. Anyway, it comes down and it goes under the bridge, and then it widens out right at his claim.
Right.
So it's like, and it's all like just if you're running a 5-inch dredge like you're out, you can just eradicate a lot of. There's no big boulders, there's no big giant rocks in the middle. Nothing. The 12-inch rock rule. He'll never have to worry about that where he's at.
Okay.
But it's a normal alluvial fan. It just widens out. The water slows down. Everything drops off, and then it goes back down in. It squeezes back down in the corner again, switches around, and then his third claim has got a great bend in it. That goes to the left of the road, and so the inside bend, like I said, that inside bend from where the creek used to be to where it is now is about 25 feet wide.
Right.
So any place in that inside bend, you're gonna get some good gold because that's where the river used to be.
Okay. Nice. Well, hey.
Well, see, that's why I was hoping that area that the river used to be would be up high enough to where you guys would be able to do some high banking on it and not being on the side of the bank.
Right.
Yeah, not where his claims are, because like I said, the mountains here, like the creek runs through it, and then on the other side, you look up and you're like, well, that's bear country, because it's a big hill.
Right.
So they like I said, they build the road right beside the creek, and then it's like the creek's not really eroding away the inside of the mountains. It's not really eroding the road. So it's kind of staying like just the same normal, like it probably always was. But like I said, there's only one of his claims, and that's the third one down is the one that's got the big bend, and you can see where the creek used to run to where it is now. It's about 25, like I said, 30 feet wide. So that right there would be, for what we're doing, that would be the key to get into there and start running that stuff rather than trying to run, say that like the little island that's in the middle of his second claim. You can run that little island, but if you guys has ever dug in a dry creek bank, it's hard to get a shovel through it.
Sure. Yeah. Yep. Oh yeah. Yep. Well.
But yeah, it's going to be classify, and the only thing that I can see is if we really want gold, it's going to take all of us all day classifying and last 2 hours a day, then run it to a sluice box. And I've got 15 buckets, so I know we can get 15 buckets classified.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you guys are going to have to just see what happens, I reckon, right? Hopefully tomorrow.
And with this, with that trauma that they have there too, if they try to switch the permits to be able to run the high bankers, and at least you'll be able to run the buckets through the high bankers.
Well, Tim Anderson, or I think his name's Tim Anderson. He's the head guy, and he already said that got shot down.
Oh,
the trommel's a no-go.
A no-go. Okay.
Right.
Yeah,
because
he said
he changed that permit though.
Yeah, he asked me. He goes, "Is that a Dave Brown?" I'm like, "Yep, that's the you exactly." He goes, "Yeah, that permit's come across the table and it's been denied." And I was like, "For what?" He wanted to run a gas-powered trommel. I'm like, "A gas-powered trommel?" I'm like, "All right. Well, I didn't hear. I heard about a trommel, but I didn't know it was gas powered."
Or whatever, gas operated. You can't use a gas operated pump.
Yeah, but you got to understand. There's a gas. It's really weird. Okay, the Forester Services. If you're a floating dredge, you're using gas down by the water. Now it's weird to me.
Okay.
But once you're out of the water up into the land, for you to have something running off gas now up into the forest is a whole different ballgame.
Oh, gotcha.
But now, what about like generators and stuff for your campers and stuff like that?
Yeah, you're not mining.
Oh, okay.
Totally different.
Only if you're mining. So.
Wow.
Yeah, like I said, it's kind of like I said, they're trying to work with us, and like I said, we got a lot of headway today because they were talking strictly to the people that own the dredge permits this year. Everybody was there that I know of, except I think for one guy that Dave told me was not there, that he wished was there. So like everybody had a good input and stuff like that. Me, I got questions because I wanted to know for next year.
Right.
And I'm asking them, is things going to change and this and that, and how come you guys aren't really, and there was a lot of questions that come out from all the other miners as well. Great questions, how come you guys won't work with us, because we're taking the lead, we're taking the mercury out of the water, we clean up the banks and everything, because there's pop cans and beer cans, and it's a one way in, one way out road, and this is not a police city, if you know what I mean.
Right.
If you see a sheriff here, it's once a week, period.
Gotcha.
This is like freaking the old West in Arizona.
Hey Scott, now Teddy C asked, how many 5-gallon buckets does it take to make a yard? What is that? Do you know what it is?
42.
42 5-gallon buckets makes up
I've
the...
seen 42. I've seen 50. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
No, it takes 42 classified buckets.
1-gallon buckets or 50 5-gallon buckets is 1 cubic yard. So I don't know.
Okay. Huh.
See, that I've always read and learned that it's 42 classified buckets.
I thought it was an
makes
odd
a
number
yard.
like that, 40-something. Yeah, that's what I always thought. I just wasn't sure. I didn't know if you knew.
I mean, that's according to all the information that I've ever received out of Arizona and stuff like that. Because
Right.
if you go in there and you're saying, okay, I've got a mini backhoe, and I plan on moving more in one season, when you can dig, which would be in the wintertime. If you're going to move more than 5 yards, then you need a plan of operation.
Right. Okay.
Other than that, you're within. You can move whatever you want.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Oh, man.
But you got to understand, Rich, when you're moving 42 classified buckets, it's not. Yeah. You're not counting all the rocks you got to get out of the way to get to that.
Yeah.
Stuff.
True. That's a lot of buckets.
Well, I know. Well, that's why I
42.
don't really prospect Pennsylvania, because you can classify 15 5-gallon buckets and then you find like 10 specks of gold.
Yeah, that's crazy too,
And
right?
that's how I get out of that business.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, hopefully tomorrow you're sluicing then, Scott.
Well, hopefully by tomorrow I actually get to see Dennis up here. I don't know where he's at.
All right, and hopefully you're in the water getting a little bit of gold tomorrow. Hopefully.
well, I'm sure they'll make it before it gets dark, probably.
I don't see.
Well, he's got 2 hours.
He should have been there. He should have been there already. Yeah, I swear he should have. Unless they just stopped and are lollygagging around. But
Well, I mean, I've seen him, taking pictures. They were in Wyoming. I've seen the
yeah.
pictures in front of the sign and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, they're doing their own little thing and stuff like
Yeah,
that. They're
road
no hurry to
trip.
get here because what is today's date? Okay, so tomorrow is the first day of dredging season.
right,
The 15th.
But it just doesn't matter because you can't dredge anyway. So
No, but I mean, it'll be cool because he can go down through the creek. He's going to get a real, like what I've been trying to tell him for I don't know how long.
right,
He's going to get a real big grasp of what's going on. Because when you drive down the road, you're going to see the pink and white flag, and that means the pink flag is where the miners marked it. The white flag is saying that the Forestry Service said, yes, between here and here, you can mine.
right.
And he's going to go, that's just not right. He's going to really flip when he sees this stuff.
Oh yeah, that's why I can't wait for Wednesday. I can't wait to hear what all happened and what he's
Yeah,
found
he
out.
kind of should have been there for the.
He should have been there
the
for that
market
meeting today.
like you guys did.
Yeah, it would have been nice if he could have been there for that meeting today. And he could have found out right from the horse's mouth,
Yeah, and I was kind of bummed because today I thought about it, and it's actually moving day for me. I'm supposed to be moving my trailer out of the campground to go somewhere else, but I'm not moving it. I'm just going to try to play it off. But I was going to take my camera, and I wanted to get a video of the meeting and the people, everybody there, and I forgot my camera, so I wasn't really able to do that. But I don't know if they were on camera. I don't know if they would have went ahead and did the meeting because there's just certain things they don't want to be on film saying,
right?
Just in case they got to go back against it later.
Sure.
So I mean, yeah, it's technical, really, really technical. But
yeah,
as far as things going, like I said, they are trying to work with the miners. There's people up here just like me. They didn't get their dredge permits. They want a high bank. Well, then they find out. What the water permits does, and I'm like, well, where are you going to dig? Well, with the water permit, I guess you could do, like you could run tailings or something from the old dredges.
right.
But then you get back into the forestry office, and they want you to do a letter of intent.
Okay.
And which he already told me that, like I said, I've talked to these guys over and over and over, so they know who I am.
Uh-huh.
And I told him, I said, well, we could do, we can do that. And I said, are you going to be through here like constantly? That he goes, well, for a little bit, yeah, and then you got to remember we do the whole forest, just not the Clearwater River, so we're doing the whole forest. I'm like, okay. So, but if I wanted to change this and I want to put in a letter of intent, he says, I got the paperwork right in the truck, letter of intent, give it to me, blah blah blah. We'll take care of it. I'm like, okay, cool.
Okay.
That's good.
So more or less, we just
got to run to Boise or run to someplace to do it. They can pretty much take care of it there.
Yeah, because they're pretty much kind of prepared for this year.
Good.
And so, and then, like I said, there's other, like there's some AMR members up here that I've met today, and then there's some other miners from out of Arizona that's come up here as well. and they mine in the same place that I do in Arizona through the winter too, and they're like, they were surprised that I'm setting up here in Idaho.
Right. Yeah,
but
that's true.
I mean, it was just a real good informational meeting.
Good.
And I think if me and Dennis takes probably a good solid 2 days and try to find out, where maybe an old, say, a wash was or something that's dried out. It doesn't, and then dig there.
Yeah.
High banker's going to be pretty efficient.
Okay.
But other than that, we're sluicing.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Well, good luck, brother.
Well, I think you being from Arizona, you could pretty much put your A-game hat on and see what you can find out there. And
sure.
Because now you know what you can do and what you can't do legally. So basically, if you start looking in the areas that you didn't look before, you might be able to work something out. You never know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's going to be rough. But I think when they get here, when all things are said and done, I think we're probably going to be sluice boxing. I mean,
that's what it seems like. I mean, it seems like everything is said and done.
But it is what it is.
Yeah, it seems. Yes, it seems like everything is said and done.
Now, Tim, if the water permits, I mean, I think they're supposed to have. Like the water permits are supposed to be regulated to a certain place, and that's probably why Dave Brown did the letter or the notice of intent. If the water permits, if we're able to go just about anywhere and use that water, then I know there's places that Dave's already showed me, like GPAA claims are up there, and there's a creek right there. If I can take those water permits and just go anywhere,
right,
we'll probably be really good.
Okay.
But if they're just for the Clearwater River and nothing else, then we just bought water permits for nothing, pretty much.
Yeah. Okay.
Unless we high bank on the inside of that one bin, make the high banker hit the bank itself,
right,
and then let the water kind of trickle out and the sediment settle down before it actually gets back to the water.
Right, but you still got to get your dirt from up on the land somewhere.
Right.
So that's the suck part about that. I mean, I think I would just rather sluice.
Now wait a minute. I'll take that back. The inside bend is, like I said, they consider whatever the water is when you start. That's the high water mark.
Okay.
So, like I said, there's 25 feet of inside dry bend.
Okay, but it's just
so
dry.
So if we go
gravel.
Clear on the inside of it and start digging out, we're not in the watershed.
Okay.
We're dry.
Okay.
Yeah, we're
you're
dry.
not in the bank, right? Okay. All right, gotcha. Right, you're on the land, so to speak. Okay.
You're on a bed, basically.
Okay. All right, gotcha.
Like I said, they're really technical.
Yeah,
on what they're
it
saying.
Sounds like it. I'd like to have that guy on the show and just pick his brain. And, that one guy there, just to hear this, it just amazes me. It's like, God Almighty, man, they just. Whew.
And what's really funny is because there's a couple of people, which there's a video on YouTube, and you all know who made that one. And then there's another guy they call Clipboard Dan or something like that. These two people never showed up today. And I thought that's really funny for two people that causes so much crap through the mining industry and the mining world here. Why wouldn't you be up into that meeting?
Sure.
Why wouldn't you be there?
You're right. This way you can just make up crap, I guess, huh? Yeah.
Because then you're going to accuse somebody of doing something when they're following regulations,
Yep.
Yeah, but it's just like, can you imagine me just say you're dredging in Ohio or Indiana, and all of a sudden I go across the bridge and I see you and I back up saying, hey, you can't do that. You got to get out of here. I make the rules. I'm going to write this down. I'm going to report you and I'm going to sue you. That's more or less that's those guys.
Those guys.
For some reason. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. They just ain't got nothing better to do. Apparently.
It's kind of like people that's so bored with their own life they got to go screw with everybody else.
Yeah.
It's kind of that kind of deal.
That's what it seems like. Jeez. Unreal, Scott. Man, I don't know. Just keep us posted, though. And let us know.
I was hoping to have, like I said, I went out there twice today.
Good
and
job.
I stayed at Leggett Creek, and I was hoping Dennis would be here and come back in town and be able to be on the show tonight. But like I said, he wasn't here the second time I went out there, and I was like, oh my gosh, and then I come back and
they might be there. You never know.
Yeah, you going to go back again tonight, or screw it, go tomorrow?
No, I'll go back tomorrow. I'm not going to drive back out there tonight.
Yeah, don't blame you. Yeah, you know he'll be there tomorrow.
Well, it's going to take him a little bit. Like I said, they're going to pull in there and see that other one there, and they're like, whoa, this is our campground, and it's not like since you own the claims, that's your campground. It's like anybody can use it.
Really?
Yeah. So they're going to have to figure out, they're going to have to get on the other side of that little campground. That way these guys don't disturb them, and vice versa, and then set up everything.
All these people come and try to fit in there, and where are you going to put yours at?
Yeah. Does Dennis know this?
Well, mine's not leaving town.
I don't blame you. I think I'd leave mine up there. Stay away from that anarchy. I got a couple friends that I met here in town, and they've got a water, electric, and sewer hookup on their land. Bingo.
And said I can come up there, and I don't have to pay anything. I said, you know what? I'll throw you $100 because it's going to help you out through the winter.
Right.
But it helps me because I don't have to spend $300 for a month.
Right.
And they're like, oh yeah, okay, I'll take that. I'm like, dude, I'm glad to give it to you. And it's like I said, right here in town, and the only place I can get internet or anything is in town. So everything that I do is here.
Right.
Except for mine, and to drive 20 miles or 18 miles a day to mine, I don't care.
No,
I want to be here.
Right. I don't blame you. I'd rather be there
And
too.
And then of course she's coming up, and she's a she.
Yeah, she ain't gonna want to be out there in the sticks. She's gonna want to be in town. Yeah.
Well, she doesn't mind being in the sticks. I mean, we did that, but it's like
still,
for a weekend.
Yeah, for a weekend.
But for a whole week, she wants a shower.
Exactly.
Yeah. When's she coming up?
20th.
Yeah, girls like to shower and be clean.
Like I said, if she comes up the 20th, and she takes back out the 27th. And I told her, if I'm not finding gold, I'm hooking up the day when she leaves. I'm hooking up my stuff, and I'm heading back to Arizona.
Heading home. I don't blame you. I just hope Dennis don't get there and start throwing dredges in the water.
Right. I did find a cool couple out of Harpster. That's it, Harpster, Idaho, which is not very far away, just up at Grangeville, and you take about 12 miles outside. Anyway, they've got a leased claim.
Oh, nice.
And they talk, it's kind of in their family and stuff like that, and they usually let people go out and they'll dredge on that. And I'm like, well, so you don't have to go through all the stuff. And he goes, no, it's a lease claim. And I'm like, okay, well, I might be talking to you more. And they're like, oh, you come on up, we'll set you up. They got a store and everything there in Harpster, and they're avid miners.
Well,
and
Scott, there you go, buddy.
Yeah. So it'd be cool to have a secondary place.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Heck yeah.
So
at least you get that dredge in the water.
Yeah, if I leave here, I might just, via 12 miles, find out what it's about.
Might as well.
And if I can throw a big dredge in, I might stay for the rest of the year.
You might. You never know. That might just be what, you're looking for, my friend. That could be it.
But, yeah, like I said, I put a lot of feelers out this year.
Well, good
and
job.
I've had some people that wanted me to come and dig with them and stuff like that, but I'm not a weekender guy. When I get in it, I'm digging it, and it's going to be, I'm going to take it.
Well,
so you always got to be cautious about, who's inviting you to come where, because, well, rules, regulations, and stuff like that's one.
Sure. Yeah.
But you don't want to, you go in there, if I come mining, it's going to be for at least a month or better.
Well, Scott, I just want to tell you, you've done a good job finding out this information, and you've brought a lot of it here to the table and opened my eyes, and that's why I said you've done a great job, man. So, whatever comes of this, good job. You found out the information that was needed, and it might have helped a couple people listening as well. So, great job.
Well, I was kind
buddy.
of bummed that Dennis was kind of upset with me last week and stuff like that. But I keep telling him, dude, it's a $10,000 ticket.
Well,
you don't understand.
That's what I mean. He's gonna have to get down there, and he's gonna have to find out, and that's what's gonna happen. And hopefully, he does not get no big tickets. Hopefully, he uses his head, listens to you, because now you've been to this meeting today. I mean, I don't know who he needs to hear it from, what you can do and what you can't do. But just let him do his thing.
But
like I said, it wasn't just
contact that guy anyway, so then he'll know.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it wasn't just a meeting today, but when they actually were doing the dredge inspections, I was with Dave Hembry. We went to every dredge site, every one of them.
Right.
And I listened to what they said.
Up here. correct?
Yeah, and I listened to what they said you can dig. I listened to what they said you can't dig. I listened to what you cannot move. Like a 12-inch rock, if it's touching air, you can't move it. They want you to be 5 feet off of the high water mark. So that's when you start, that's your high water mark.
Mm-hmm. That's
you
what
have
I'm
to be
saying.
5 feet off of that in the creek.
I hope Dennis don't get down there and get no tickets. I hope he listens and just does it right, because it'd be a big disappointment to him this year. But
you better get down there early in the morning, Scott.
Right, right. But at least he's going to learn something from this. He'll be like, okay, now we know for next year going into this. Either you need to get down there earlier, like you're down there, and go with these guys to these things, like you did. Find out what you can and can't do, like you said, in stone. Go ahead, Rich.
So basically, like, say next year you guys get your dredging permits, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So you have to come, a couple days earlier, and that way these guys can get down with you to the stream and say, okay, here's your claim. You can only dredge from this spot to this spot, correct?
Exactly. You better be here early. If not, you're going to be waiting an extra week, waiting on them to come and inspect you.
Oh, because you can't dredge until they inspect you?
You got it.
If there
is not that white tag with dots on it, you ain't digging.
Oh, wow. Okay, see, that's more useful information.
I mean, you can't pick the area that you want to dredge. They got to pick it for you on the claim?
No, you can pick it.
They got to approve
They give you 300 feet, and you could break it up to 150 here, 150 on the back end of your claim.
Uh-huh.
But this is the cliche part. You still have to be 500 feet away from the next dredge. So if you got a guy that wants to dig on the front of his claim and you want to be on the back of your claim, sorry, one of you guys are going to lose.
Right.
You're too close together.
Right.
Really?
Sure.
Yeah, it's really, like I said, technically odd.
That's just weird.
So you can only have one person on that claim then, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, you could do the 500 feet thing, but that would be one person at the front, one person at the back. But, who owns the claim up above you, and where are they?
Where are they going to be? Yeah, right. Exactly.
So, like me and Dave's already discussed, and a lot of other people, well, that's just putting miners against miners.
Right.
Which that's what they want. That's not where we want to go.
Right.
So that rule's got to be changed somehow.
But if you're not there to show them where you want to dig, then you're just SOL, right?
Well, you got to call and wait till they come.
And wait until they come
you got to wait till they come by.
And they still have to approve the spot you want to dredge, right?
Exactly.
They might say, no, you can't have that 150. Well, you can do that one, right?
And when it's done, they have to come and inspect it and make sure all the holes are filled in.
Dude,
yeah, and
they
that's
do
a big
that
thing too.
They do that too?
You have to refill the holes. You got to turn your dredge. When you're getting ready to be done, the last day of your dredging, you got to turn your dredge around and pump everything back into it.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's okay, but
still,
it's a lot of craziness because the river.
The funny thing about that is, Tim, is these holes. This creek right now is really shallow, and they're all talking about the salmon and the trout, blah blah blah. Well, these holes that we actually create, make the water colder.
Yes.
Is where they live.
Yes, I agree. Yes, I agree 100%.
So it's an oxymoron.
And it will fill itself back in, too. It will fill itself back in. By this time next year, you wouldn't even know there was a hole there,
Right.
It's facts. So it's like, I could see, if you just have to throw some rocks in it, but I don't know. It's just crazy.
We kind of argued about it because as a dredger, you start at the front of the pay streak and go up. That way all your tailings are really filling in whatever you got behind you.
Right.
So you got a little hole at the front, then you just pile that stuff back in with rocks, you're good to go.
Mm-hmm.
But there's other people that they want to do this they want the dredge in the middle of the water, and they want to start from one side and go clear to the freaking other, and then they leave that hole, that's not a dredge hole. Right. If you're not dredging the pay streak, folks, you're just wasting gas. You got to do the testing, you got to find the pay streak, how it runs, and then you got to take that and run it all the way up.
Right.
If you're going from one side of the bank clear to the other, you're just nuts. That's not the way you dredge.
Well, Scott, good job, man. You got the information. That's what we needed. That's what it's about.
Like I said, it's been brutal on me. I'm telling you.
I know, but that's what it's about, man. That's what we're here for, to get this information for people, and hopefully Dennis listens and pays attention. I worry about him. Dennis, if you're listening, do not throw a dredge in the water in the morning.
Oh no, don't do anything.
Don't do
Dennis,
nothing. Don't do nothing. Nothing.
No
cook
motors.
Some breakfast. Just cook some breakfast or something. Do not do nothing until Scott gets there.
And
yeah,
you know what?
Yeah.
Well, he can go talk to Dave. Dave was sitting there.
Or go talk to Dave.
Dave's the one he's been texting and stuff like that. And Dave's going to tell him the same thing, buddy. Don't put your high banker in that water. You're not going to like it.
Just don't. Yeah. If you're listening, Dennis, don't. We don't want you getting no $10,000 fines and crap like that. No, that's craziness, brother. Don't. It ain't worth it. There's always next year. No.
Tim, give me a minute. I got to plug in my computer. Hang on.
Go ahead, man. Nice. That's interesting stuff, ain't it, Rich?
That is.
It's crazy.
Hey, it's crazy.
Yeah. I love our listeners in Idaho, but guys, I'll probably never come down there and dredge that river. Yeah. I'm telling you. There's probably a lot of other good rivers in Idaho, I bet.
Yeah, I mean, where I was, we didn't really have to do that. We had all our permits and we had everything. It was just, I know what he's talking about, the steep banks. Because on Ken's claim there, the areas there, they were pretty well steep banks, and you had to drag your dredge or carry your dredge down into the water and then kind of either winch it out or carry it back out.
Yeah.
So
that's right. I wonder if the Clearwater.
You got it down in there, you didn't want to have to take it back out.
Yeah, I bet. I bet you there's probably.
But we had all permits for our stuff. So.
Right. I mean, exactly. You guys knew what was going on. Everything was done the way it should have been done.
Yeah,
but I bet
we didn't have the nonsense like that, though.
Right. No. I bet you there's hundreds of good rivers down there you could dredge in without all this nonsense, you know? You would think. I don't know. Crazy. Yeah, see, not all rivers or streams are set up that way. That's what I thought, Ken.
Yeah.
But they aren't.
And you guys, you got to remember, the Clearwater is what they consider a protected river.
Oh, we was talking about that earlier, about there.
Yeah, that's a whole different program.
Yeah, it's crazy, Scott. It's just all crazy, man.
So what happens when it has murky and muddy water and the stuff up there too? You know.
Mm-hmm.
Say that again.
If it has murky or muddy water when it floods and rains and all that, it don't hurt the salmon, does it?
No, that's totally different. That's Mother Nature.
Yeah.
I'd like to see them try to stop that one going on, but
yeah. I was talking to a guy that said they basically divert the salmon to a different stream. But good luck
Every
with
time
that.
I hear that, I laugh.
And another thing is funny is because they got they call it a 500-foot rule. Your plume out of the back of your dredge cannot exceed 500 feet behind your dredge.
Wow.
If it is, you're in violation.
Wow. They get out there and measure that?
But you know what? Yeah, they do. I'm not joking you a bit, buddy. They measure it. But what's really funny is I don't think a 500 feet, you'd have to have an 8-inch dredge or bigger.
With an outboard motor on it blowing that crap, because I don't see how that's even possible.
Yeah. So, but it's a 500 foot, your plume goes out 500 feet and it can't reach the next dredge as well. Like I said, really, it's really complicated. I don't know who come up with this stuff, but I know that they've never been dredging.
Yeah,
in their
right.
life.
It's like they just said, "Ooh, this sounds good. Yeah, let's add that.
Yeah.
Ooh, this sounds good. Oh, let's add that." Not even.
It's like it almost seems like it's just little technical stuff just to make it so hard on us that we're going to say, "Well, we don't want to mine." But you know what? And then if the miners all quit, you know what? Then they're going to be bored and they're going to start going after the fishermen. They're going to start going after the little rafters, like they did in Oregon. They're coming for us, guys. And
Are the
getting
fishermen
ridiculous.
in that river allowed to use lead weights? Do you know?
They got spinners.
Right.
They use spinners spinners made of lead.
Sure.
So
some are, sure. I mean, split
Yeah.
shot, stuff like that. I was just wondering if they're allowed to use them in that river, Or painted lures. Could the paint be toxic, and they don't allow that too? Good
yeah, like I
God.
said, most generally the people I've seen fishing here in the last week, I haven't seen anybody do anything in that river except for this last week.
Wow.
Period. No panners, no fishermen, nobody even doing anything except for this last week.
That's just
and the most of them use spinners, and the spinners are made of lead. The same thing. And I'm sure that they probably snagged a couple here and there and lost them. But yeah, it's just really odd, you know. And we as miners, we got with them today and said, you know what, you guys got to start working with us and coming up. You know, if we're dredging, say, you know what, you can't dredge here because of the creek's going to do this. It's going to erode the road. Well, can you please just turn your dredge box over this way?
Sure.
And while you're dredging over there, fill in this part.
It's that simple, right?
Right. And they're like, well, yeah, I know it sounds easy. I'm like, no, it's pretty much cut and dry.
It's real easy. You know, we don't mind. We don't mind, you know, accommodating them in them ways.
Yeah, we don't want to break the laws, but you need to tell us before we break them.
That's right. Tell us. We'll do it.
Come right in the middle and say, hey, you're doing that wrong. Well,
okay. What do you want me to do? How do you want me to do it? That's fine. I'll do it that way. You know, but, you know.
Yeah, because where your box sits and where your nozzle is two different places.
Right. I mean, we want to get that mercury out and that lead out and all that stuff. I mean, we're not just... Oh my God, it's crazy, Scott. I don't know. Crazy.
It's like I said, it's nuts. And I've been through and extensively talking with the guys. Oh, you know, and I've got 1,000 questions because I want to be. If I ever come back up here, I want to be dang sure I know what's going on.
Well, Scott, you make sure you're here Wednesday. And who's your guest Wednesday again, Scott?
Wendy.
Wendy.
Her name is Wendy. I told her that we wanted to advertise for a week to have her come on.
Right.
She is an up-and-coming assayer at the mine here in Elk City, and I'm not going to say the mine's name because I don't think that they want that publicized.
Okay.
But she is an assayer, up-and-coming, so she used to do something for the mines, and she wanted a better job, so she got into doing assayer's work. Okay. So for me, it's going to be cool to find out, you know, how she personally got into doing this job, what she does, you know, what she looks for, how does an assayer actually work for a big company mine?
I want to know what she's saying still. So.
Yeah. I told her that joke. She started laughing. I was like, yeah, Tim, it took me a minute to catch it. I said, Tim was throwing it out there, though.
Awesome. Well, let's go ahead and wrap it up. We've been here 2 hours. And Scott, make sure you're here Wednesday, brother, okay? Because
I got
to hear more and more and more. And don't hang up after we go off the air. Stay here for a minute.
Maybe Double D will be on here with me next time.
Right, that's what I'm hoping, yeah. So stick around, Scott. Don't hang up. Stay with me and Rich for a minute. We just want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight and hanging out with me, Rich, and even Scott showed up. So way to go. And hopefully Kathleen and Shad will be back Wednesday, I hope. And maybe we'll hear from Dennis as well. So everybody have a great week. Thanks for tuning in. We're out of here, everybody. Go ahead, Scott. Let it rip. Say it.
Good night, gold diggers.
Good night, everybody.
Be sure to tune in next Sunday at 7:30 for another great show. For updates and more info, please go to www.prospectorsradio.com.